At this point, I don't know how many yet, so we're going to be suboptimal. I'll say I'll just produce as many as I see what the demand is for them. I don't know. So I'm just going to, I'm so lazy, I'm just going to copy what my forecast is. And I'll just put it right here. Okay. Ooh, I changed the color. How do I paste special? Paste special, just the value. Is that it? Oops. Paste special, just the values. Okay, there. Okay, that's not necessarily a good answer. I'm just putting so I get the calculations look okay. So I'm just saying, okay, I'm just going to initial guess. I'll just put down my decision, the decision cell, my decision month 1, 5,000. Of course, I'm suboptimal, so how much am I planning to spend? I'm going to spend the whole thing each month because I'm not a smart guy. So again, I'm going to copy it and just paste special, just the values. Right? So in this section, again, you have to make a decision, right? How much are you planning to spend in advertisement to boost up the, oh, I might change it. I'm keeping you guys busy. I'll just make it 10,000 here and see what happens. Because I want to just make sure, is that right? 10,000. That's 100,000. Yeah, then they say, hey, you can't do 100,000. Okay. There. Okay. All right. So even though so it says, what's the demand after you spend some more money on advertisement? So the demand is obviously whatever we forecasted for that month, plus how much per $10, how much I spent divided by $10. So I'm going to go and say, okay, equal. So it's going to be for this one, it'll be B37, right? And thinking again, as I drag across, I can leave it as B37 because it's going to take C37 and so on. And then I'm going to do what? Times, no, plus. I'm going to add what the money I spent, the advertisement. And what I spent was, I decided to spend 50,000. So that's B32. Again, if I drag across, it'll also be C32, so on. So that's fine. It's whatever amount. And I just wanted to double check. That's why I put 10,000 in month 2 to see if the formula is right. And then I'm going to go ahead and divide that by, because you got to divide to determine exactly how much. And we go back up to the top, and we notice right there, it says add cost to increase demand by 1. So for every $10 you put in advertisement cost, you increase sales, 1 more sale. So if I spend 50,000, I divide by 10 to figure out. If I only spent $20, I get 2, right? So 20 divided by 10. So, okay, so now I click that. I got to go back down and look at it. It's B13, but again, I want to fix it when I drag across because that number stays there. I don't want to go to any other cell. So I'll press F4, and I can. This time I'll leave the $sign in front of both of them. It says fixed. So, okay, so this basically is 50,000 divided by 10. If we add 5,000 to the original demand, so let's see, it ends up being 10,000 if I did spend 50,000 on advertising. So I will drag this across to see how the demand forecast is, and that makes sense. So again, double checking there, it shows that the demand is 9,000 after advertisement. That's because I advertised, in that case, $10,000. So 10,000 divided by 10 is 1,000. I add 1,000 to the 8,000 that's forecasted, I have 9,000. Okay, we're good so far on calculating? So that's why I say aggregate's not too bad, but you never know. Okay, now we have the, where are we at next? The end of the month inventory. Okay, so. Switch over here. Okay, end of the month inventory. we click that. That's equal to, or yeah, that would be equal to the beginning of the month inventory, right? We start with how much we got, which is B40, which is 0. That's all right. So our starting inventory is 0. Okay. And then what do we want to do? We need to add the number produced, B27. So I got to do plus. So I started with 0. That's my beginning inventory. I add to it how much I produced this month. And then I subtract, right? What is that? We subtract B38, right? The demand. The demand. Okay, so that makes sense so far. We have a starting inventory, then we add to it how much we produce, and then we subtract the demand. Now we're assuming the demand we sell if we have it for the demand. So the demand. Now notice when I press enter, it's negative 5,000, right? Because the demand is, our demand is 10,000 with the advertisement. And that's not allowed, right? We can't have it. But we're going to put that as a constraint later. So it'll force it so that it can. Otherwise, if you really have to do something, then you would have to do some other calculation. But we're good. We're going to actually let, which is good. That's why we have this constraint. So by putting that constraint, that's going to force either this goes up, right? Or this changes. Something has to change, right? You either have to cut back on your advertisement, or you have to increase the production such that this is at least equal to 0 or positive. Okay. So we're okay. It just isn't okay right now, because that's an infeasible solution right now. Okay. So now, coming back over here, the beginning inventory for month 2 is equal to the ending inventory for month 1. And I'll just go ahead and press pointing to it. So, and now I will drag it across because it's relative, right? That's fine. And now, can I, is it okay to just drag the one I have in row 1? Again, that's relative. All I did was add everything beginning plus. So yeah, everything's sequenced the same. It's just each month I know I have a certain demand, I have a certain production, and had a certain beginning. So they're all in the same relative cells, so I can just drag it across. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it across. And that's really not looking good.